Shalom. First of all, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakatash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers, but not this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep unto you, brothers and sisters. Doing Shalom. Today's lesson's title, For a Few Dollars More, a Time of Great Betrayal. Let's start off with our first scripture. This is the book of Proverbs 1, and start verse 24, and it reads, Because I have called, and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, I would none of my reproof. First of all, there's a whole lot of prophets, across Great Babylon, America. You get the men of Great Millstone, and likewise brothers scattered all across Great Babylon, America, bringing out this gospel and this truth, letting the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks and the Americans and Latinos know their true identity as the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So these migrants here, as you can see, that's with this video playing in the background, which will go into this, have no excuse. They're either here for redemption or they are here for condemnation. Let's continue on here. It says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Now, one of the things we're going to be taking a look at in this video, you're going to see just how troubling this really is, because they're not really going after migrants, so to speak, or documented illegal aliens, as they like to say. They're going after the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos in particular. They're going after the Northern Kingdom tribes, which are the so-called Latinos or Hispanics, and they're using this, undocumented, migration, we need to get rid of them as a cover to really do what Esau said that he would do, pursuant to Genesis 27:41, where this man said he will come after the children of Israel, and to try to slay all of us out of existence. Continuing, it says, Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai. We talk to you Latino tribes that are here in America, born, raised here, maybe third, fourth generation. You're successful with your business. You have your own community. You still have wicked, evil eyes towards your darker skinned brothers, the so-called Negroes here in Great Babylon, America. And, the tribe of Judah, the men of Judah have been raised up first, in this great awakening to wake up all of the tribes, Judah is the head tribe. So henceforth you have the brothers, who are from the tribe of Judah out in the highway and the byway early on. And now you see all the other tribes are waking up, and brothers representing different tribes are out there on the highway and the byway. But you people are stubborn. There is no excuse. And if you understand how Esau operates, you're going to see that this is going to be really, 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 really bad. Let's play the video here, and let's see what Esau has in store for the children of Israel.
David Gregory is the Republican state senator-elect from West St. Louis County. He campaigned heavily on border issues, not Missouri-Illinois, Missouri-Arkansas, Missouri-Iowa borders, but the U.S. border with Mexico. His critics say this latest plan of his is way over the line.
I'm David Gregory. I went to the border.
Back in March, Gregory put out a campaign video of his visit to the U.S. border in Arizona. He told me then about his proposal to create the criminal offense of what he called trespass by an illegal alien, punishable by life in prison.
Let's do this right to protect our people, because immigration is good, illegal immigration is bad.
He has now pre-filed Senate Bill 72, which would certify citizen applicants to be bounty hunters to find and detain what it calls illegal aliens with a state-paid reward of $1,000 each.
Missourians expect us to find solutions and not point fingers and not point people out of a public lineup.
Democrat State Senator Brian Williams of St. Louis County says Gregory's new bill would potentially have devastating consequences for law-abiding Missourians.
Right now, it sounds like the public is going to not only get finger pointing, but potentially be at subject of various situations of discrimination.
A spokeswoman for the International Institute, which helps migrants and refugees resettle in St. Louis, says the immigrants and refugees we work with have made our region and country more welcoming, healthy, and prosperous for us all. She says that will continue in spite of any proposals like this.
I don't know how you do something like this without just stopping every brown person and demanding to see their papers.
And St. Louis immigration attorney Javad Khazali calls Gregory's bill un-American. He says it opens the state up to a great deal of costly litigation.
You're going to have some Puerto Rican walking down the street, gets tackled, and people are going to be like, we caught one. And they don't know that Puerto Ricans are Americans.
We reached Senator-elect Gregory, who said he was out of town and would get back to us later this week. He did not address his bill.
And as you saw in that video, okay, you had that senator that's saying that they're looking to offer $1,000 and basically deputize, okay, so-called Americans to turn in undocumented migrants or illegal aliens. Now, how do you know who's illegal and who isn't? Okay, is everyone with an accent going to be considered an illegal person? Okay. Let's go to the book of Matthew 24 and 12. Salakia, let's go to the book of Psalms 10 and 8. And it reads, He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor, which the poor is the children of Israel, a so-called Black Americans and Latino. Okay, and those places they're sitting is in those seat of power. Okay, so this man could do anything. He could do anything other than create something like this: migrant bounty hunt, where Americans will get $1,000 to turn in undocumented neighbors, divides opinion. Now, Trump has made his whole campaign, okay, about doing what? Executing the largest deportation in American history. So much so that he's contacting all these other nations and asking them if they would take in the people that he's looking to deport from the United States. And this is not, if you've worked for the government, you know that they're not organized. If you work, you know, in just a really hacked up, screw up organization, okay, everybody is, you have what is called more chiefs than Indians, or more people, you know, shouting orders than people who are actually executing it. This is going to be a clusterfuck, okay, a clusterfuck. All right, let's go into the book of Matthew 24 and 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Now, we're going to go into, you know, some of the things that really is plaguing Great Babylon America right now, why this is going to be something that many actually are going to be looking forward to doing this, because for them, you know, you need to have a particular set of people to blame. And those people that they need to blame, okay, or they want to blame, are going to be the poor, the defenseless poor. Now, let's take a look at what's happening with rent. As you can see, rent is sky high right now. Okay, the majority of people are renters. Okay, you have people in 2-bedroom apartments with 15 people inside of it, and they still can't make ends meet. Okay, you have an economic collapse. Okay, even though, you know, things are still going, you know, you still have a lot of these, you know, lower paying jobs. Okay, the jobs that Jakes depend on, or the poor depend on, okay, are going out of business. Every time they close down a Walmart, or every time they close down a Cole, okay, or a Sears, that's jobs gone. Okay, jobs that don't require skills other than greeting people or hanging clothes up on a hanger, or, you know, mopping a floor, they're gone. Okay, and so because you have a crisis going on right now with the housing market, you know, houses are overpriced, you have interest rates sky high, and there's a supply and demand, okay, situation right now. Okay, the greed has come out, because Great Babylon America is about greed. As we talk about iniquity, wickedness shall abound. Okay, and part of that wickedness is extreme greed. And you can see here, okay, people are spending 90% of their paycheck on just rent, Let's take a look at retirement, because there was a time, you know, people would work, and after 40 years or so, you know, they could retire, you know, explore the country, you know, sit in the rocking chair, you know, play with their grandkids. That's no longer the case. You find that now an older population have to return back to work. In fact, people right now, what they call, you know, millennials, there's no retirement. because the pay is so small, and because you're spending most of your money on trying to keep a roof over your head, okay, you don't have anything left over for retirement. Okay, you have most of the food that's served to you is, killing your body. So most people, by the time they reach retirement age, is going to have a lot of health issues, and you just don't have the institution or the what do you call it, the situation where they right now are caring for the elderly. It's everyone for themselves right now. So you're finding now the elderly now they're constantly under stress. There's no retirement. People are losing their 401k. They can't save any money because everybody's trying to be like everybody. Part of that wickedness. Okay, and then you have homelessness. Okay, cause and effect. When you look at all of this, economic decline. Okay, which is job losses. Given opportunity for these landlords who are being pressured because they have to pay for stuff too. Okay, they have to pay for utilities, and they have to pay for the upkeep of buildings and all the other stuff like that. And especially if it's a publicly traded organization that owns like multiple complexes and stuff, they are going to have to show return on investment from the investors. The investors don't care about the poor. Okay, so you have homelessness, and this homelessness is not only Jakes anymore. This homelessness is impacting these Edomites, which is why you see the cry for Trump. Okay, and something needs to be done is going on. Okay, now with all of that in mind, it's not far-fetched to believe that people are going to turn in anybody that they suspect to be undocumented. Okay, and really right now they're not looking at the so-called Asians. They're not looking at them because they walk around, they hang their head down, they stay out of the way of people. Okay, they're not looking at the Middle Eastern people. Okay, they own little businesses and stuff like that, so they're not looking at them. When you look at the people that they're looking at, that they're showing constantly in the video as troublemakers. Okay, there's no secret that they build the image of Jakes. Okay, you Northern Kingdom tribe, you so-called Spanish, you so-called Latinos. Okay, as criminals. That's been on the echo of Trump. So right now, let's say people, the guy made a comment. He said, what if a Puerto Rican is walking down the street and he gets tackled? Okay, you can see where the violence is going to start off with this right here. And these elites, they notice. They know, okay, that people are going to go out there and try to get their money, get a few dollars more because they're facing an economic crisis. So they ran the country down, and then now they're trying to make people now become self-made bounty hunters. Okay, just dial into this number and you can say, hey, your neighbor them is undocumented migrants or illegal aliens. I mean, just about anybody. In fact, you could be a socialized or have somebody working in your yard. Somebody can look and go, wait a minute, that might not be a documented person. They call the next thing you know, whatever crew or SWAT team coming down into those property. Okay, this is kind of like walking down the street while black. Okay, and that's a term that that many of us know about. Okay, where it was a so-called black man, or it was a dark shadow. Oh, then it had to have been a black man. Okay, which we've now seen a black man, but you know what I'm getting at here. So you can see that people who need money, they want money, they're gonna do it spitefully. Okay, making those phone calls. This is gonna turn into violence because you're going to have legitimate people who are born here, legitimate so-called Puerto Ricans, legitimate so-called Mexicans who were born here, Venezuelans, Argentinians, Ecuadorian, Colombians, Haitians, okay, are going to be being mishandled. And this is going to work a lot of Jake's mind, man. Can you imagine that? Think about that. You're walking down the street and you get tackled down, or somebody looking and going, you know what, you have an argument, and you know how Hispanic Latinos, they have that accent. And they argue with a so-called white person, and then they go, you know what? I think you're threatening. In fact, I don't even think you're documented. Then they dial that number and they describe you. Next thing you know, you walk in, boom, just like that, man. Okay, where are they taking these? Where are they taking you? Do you get a phone call? Do you have opportunity to prove who you are? I mean, This is these Edomites, man. Esau is diabolical, okay? Diabolical. And that's why we warn you about this man. Never trust thine enemy. Let's go into the book of Proverbs 3 and verse 30. Down verse 31. It reads, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the fraud is an abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, but the secret is with the righteous. Our people, in their effort to continue on here in Great Babylon, America, okay, are not going to look and have that love or feel or type of empathy or care for their brothers and sisters out there. In fact, I think more Jakes are going to call on other Jakes, okay, to get that $1,000. Let's take a look at it. Who really is on the streets? Who is really destitute? Who's under constant poverty? And here's an opportunity to put $1,000 in your pocket for calling in one person, okay? And I know a lot of people right now, they know somebody who's undocumented, and they may even be friends with them. They're going to turn them in. Okay? Times are desperate, man. The loyalty is going to be going out of the window. It's going to be a me, myself, and I. Okay? Society. Okay? Backstabbing. Okay? Because people are in a desperate situation, and they also follow in the ways of Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, which this man only consistently strive in wickedness. Next, when you go into it, here it is. Whether you Hebrew Israelites believe it or not, we are still under the curses. The curses are not taken off us yet. Okay? The 2/3 has to go, okay, which means that they're going to remain in the curses all the way up to their death, and then the 1/3 is going to be delivered out of it. But we are still under the curses. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 19. It says, cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So they're coming across the border thinking maybe they can get a better life, and hey, they're welcoming. The gate was open for them, you know. Under whatever administration, you know, I think it was Obama administration, and you had the Trump, then you had the Biden administration, and it's like, oh, hey, open up the floodgate, let them in, we're going to help you, we're going to work together with you and all that stuff, you know. Hey, we need you to do the label that the so-called Americans don't want to do, you know, pick the fruits and the vegetables and do all the cleaning and the dirty work like that. At the same time, well, wait a minute, you're the reason why America is getting poor and broke. Okay, because see, this nation is not ruled by wise rulers. They're not ruled by wise kings. They're ruled by little boys, little cavemen, who the Lord gave an opportunity to rule. Okay, let's give an example with this here. Remember the birdwatch Negro? Remember that woman? You know, during the lockdown when she called on the Jake in there who was educated and just watching birds, but she knew that she can call the cops and have him put to death right there and then. Imagine that now. This is now a new kind of power that's in the hands of these Edomites right now. Wait a minute. I can have you detained as an illegal migrant because you just hurt my damn feelings. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay? It's diabolical, Jake. It's diabolical. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 30:6 because boy, this is going to be some bad things going on. Okay? You've got all these crises that's going on right now. Homelessness, rental crisis, okay, and there's no retirement, but you know what people really dread is that homelessness, you know, sleeping out there. I mean, this is America. Look at it. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Therefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness, man, because you know, when they start going, you know, around and tackling Jakes and grabbing your loved ones, it could be your son, it could be your daughter. They're not discriminating against who they go after. They're targeting. This is going to be very, very biased or profiling. Okay, and we are telling you they're not going to be profiling the so-called Chinese or the Asian-looking people. They're not going to be profiling them because in the back of their mind, these people don't make any type of problems. They're not going to be profiling these other tribes. They're going to be profiling you loudmouth Jakes. Okay, you Jakes that are just ippity, dippity, dippity, da. That's who they're going to profile you. And guess who's going to also turn your ass into? Other Jakes. Okay? And brothers who watching this video, sisters watching this video, let's be realistic here. Think about it. Quick, easy $1,000 just to turn in a freaking nigger. Okay? When I say nigger, I'm talking about so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos. Okay? Who might be not documented, meaning they don't have a birth certificate or proof that they are an American citizen. So this is going to be a temptation for a lot of people. Okay? So we always got to remember what? We are not to follow the ways of the oppressor. Okay? Not envy them. We can put, okay, our righteousness, in our back pocket just to make a few dollars more. Okay? This is not something that the righteous is going to get part of, but this is something definitely your 2/3 are going to be heavily involved in, backstabbing and betraying each other, along with these other tribes that are going to have a beautiful time betraying you. But this is going to turn to extreme violence, and that's another part of another video I'd like to do, the cause and effect of this if this actually goes through. And it's a very horrible scene. Okay, to come. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 10. And one reads, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees." Because this is a very unrighteous decree, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And this man, he's a Republican, and you can see the concern. Because think about it, really, in reality, it doesn't matter what your position is here in Great Babylon, America. Really, what it comes down to is once they are pointing their finger at you, you could be subject to harassment, and then it's up to you to prove who you are, who you say you are. But in the meantime, do you think that you're going to be thinking clear afterward? And I'm talking about the Jakes out there. See, we as a servant of Yahushua Mashiach, we already know what's going to come. We're bracing for it. We expect it. Okay, and that's why we warn you, because we are the shepherds that set up to lead you and to warn you. We are the ones that look out for the wolves. We are the watchmen of Yasharallah that look out for the danger, whether you want to believe it or not. Because you people prefer to just lay comfortable in your bed and go, well, that's not me. Oh, it's for you. They're not going to know the difference between who's documented and who is not documented when they going out with this. This is the caveman right now looking to really pay back Yasharallah in this time. Lord willing, the elect was edified at close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Shalom.
For a few dollars more.